Hello and welcome to Westergoss, your weekly Game of Thrones breakdown here on Enemy, which goes out every week after the latest episode. I'm Dan Stubbs.
I'm Larry Bartleet.
And we're going to be talking about what was, well, let me just say, bloody hell!
Yeah, incredible episode.
So you'd hyped up this episode last week. You wrote a piece about how this was going to be the one we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
And I know you hadn't seen it at that point, so you were thinking, I hope this is true.
Cross fingers.
Yeah. And it did deliver.
Yeah.
In that we just saw some dragons
going to town.
Just sort of burning a row of soldiers.
Yeah.
Which is, I enjoyed it, but I also, you are thinking, that's a lot of soldiers. Ignore it. Because this ties in with the episode title, which is Spoils of War.
Yeah.
So, interpret this. I think there was multifaceted spoils of war in this, wasn't there? What do you think? So there was the money. Yeah.
Which has been recovered. It's in King's Landing now.
So this was the Tyrell's money from last week. Mm-hmm. It was on its way to King's Landing. There it goes. There was also kind of the counterpoint to it was like a lot of stuff about the effects of war. So family reunions, the way people change. We had Bronn wanting like eyeing up Highgarden. So,
yep.
It was Highgarden, wasn't it?
Yep.
But there was also like Dickon talking about what it actually feels like to be in a war and like smelling poo,
the size of shit.
Yeah. Did you know that if you were to slay a guy with a sword, he would shit himself?
I didn't know that if you killed someone that happened, but I knew that like if you die in a hospital, that tends to happen. And
often people do a big sort of or a fart or something, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, we all learned something then.
Yeah.
Where do we start this? Should we kind of recap the big moments?
Yeah, I think we shouldn't go straight into the big moment because that was
not the big
amazing.
moment.
Yeah, but let's start with Cersei and Tycho.
Yeah. So we knew it was going to be an exciting episode. Then it started off with banking.
Yeah.
Not always the most exciting.
Not the most exciting. I was actually worried towards the end, not knowing what was happening, whether we would even see this battle. But so we start off with her. She's paid off all her debts to the Iron Bank, and they're like, well, now we don't have any debtors, we need someone to give us some interest. So we're going to give you loads more money so that you can hire some mercenaries to invade all of Westeros and take it back.
And it's sort of good to see that, even in that world, bankers are sort of messing around with stuff and causing problems and serving like this. So he sort of really summed up the operations of a bank.
Yeah, and not serving like the nicest people, serving the most profitable people. Because Daenerys has already got everything she needs, she won't need to borrow money from them. So.
But I'm starting to think that there's not an amount of money that can really help Cersei at this point.
No.
It's starting to look pretty bad for Cersei, isn't it?
Yeah, but so she's got this mercenary group called the Golden Company, who in the book we've not really heard of in the show, but they're kind of legendary figures in the books.
Right.
And they I can't remember. I feel like they're like paid for by Daenerys in the books to like help with all the stuff that went on in Marine and stuff. So they're based out in the east, over the sea. And they were started by like a Targaryen bastard called something Blackfire. There you go. And Dariona Harris, who we've met before, he was like Daenerys' lover for a bit. He used to lead or was part of them or something.
Right.
So what could...
Is he the guy that changed actor halfway through the series?
Yeah. Very, very jarring, wasn't that?
But I was pleased about that because I really couldn't stand the guy who played him first.
Ed Skrein.
Yeah. So possibly a bit of a boon to Cersei's cause then.
Yeah. So like she's still going to put up a fight is what I'm saying. Yeah. Like it might look like all was lost, but she's got all the gold. So yeah.
Okay.
Then we saw the big reunion that we've been waiting for, almost all of it.
There was Littlefinger was first, wasn't it? So Littlefinger and Bran.
Yeah.
So there was this kind of the scene in between them. I think we want to talk about that later, don't you?
Yeah.
Then there was another big reunion. I think that the Starks aren't very good at family reunions.
No, I feel like they're all just really fucked up at this point.
Yeah.
Except for Sansa is, but she's the least.
Yeah. So Arya arrives back at Winterfell. There was a good scene at the door where they're just
comedy.
Two blokes go like, "Fuck off." Like she gets in anyway because she's Arya.
Yeah.
And that was a weird
Yeah.
A weird moment, wasn't it?
She's mainly about the killing now. Sansa's like, cool, I think, I don't know.
So then she sort of tries to broach the subject that that Bran's there as well, and you know, manage expectations.
He's kind of different. But he did. I noticed last time you talked about how Bran hugged Sansa, and was just sort of like, ugh.
Yeah.
This time he did actually put his hand on her back. So I think he's learning.
He's still the world's surliest teenager. Yeah. But yeah, he's a little bit improved probably. But and maybe that's also got to do that. If you kind of remember, I don't think anyone particularly liked Sansa in the first place, did they?
No, but I feel like they should at this point. Like, she's all right now.
So then there was a scene where Arya was fighting and Sansa just had this look in her eyes that was just like, what on earth has happened to my family?
I couldn't read that.
Yeah.
I was like, is she scared about Arya
I
now?
think she was a bit scared. I mean, that was...
Is she like angry that Arya's awesome and she's like just good at being devious? I don't know. We'll see what that means next time.
Kick-ass fighting though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Then we went over to the Dragonglass mine.
Yeah.
Where there was a nice little discovery.
Just before that, we had Daenerys and Missandei talking about
of course,
her tryst with Greywer.
Yeah.
And saying many things happened. Bit coy. And then Jon Snow interrupted and they went down to look at the drawings on the wall,
right.
which I think maybe he just did to try and convince her, just drawing on a bit of chalk.
They were quite nifty, so he should be proud of them.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did.
yeah.
I mean, either way, it did convince her.
Yeah, well, kind of, but then she was still like, I still want you to bend the knee before I do anything about it.
That is fast becoming her new catchphrase, isn't it?
Yeah, bend the knee. Yeah.
Daenerys bend the knee, Targaryen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's, I mean, will he at any point, or?
I don't know, I think for him, as well as it being like his people don't want him to bend the knee, I think also he feels maybe like emasculated by the idea of bending the knee to her.
He did refer to her as the queen later on though.
Yeah.
He acknowledges her as a queen, if not the queen.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just will not do that.
Yeah, I think he ought to really at this point.
If what I and millions of Thrones fans around the world if that happens, what I want to happen, maybe you won't have to bend the knee.
Yeah, maybe they can rule together.
A little ring in the hand.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
You never know.
The showrunners, they do this thing every week, a little bit like this, but they call it Inside the Episode, and it's quite good. And they said that it's not as good as this though. Right. They do this sort of thing, and they were saying that in the caves, their attraction is deepening.
Right.
When they went down
you could
there.
tell that. You could cut that atmosphere with a little finger dagger, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could, yeah.
Does that broadcast have scenery that falls off the wall?
It doesn't. They just sit on chairs in dark rooms.
Right.
Just by themselves though, talking to the camera. So I think this is...
Right. After that, what he's talked about after that, so...
Well, the only other thing that happened was Theon arrived at Dragonstone.
Yeah.
Seeking Daenerys' help in getting back Yara Greyjoy, who is still alive. And we don't know what's happening with her, so... And we didn't see Euron at all today.
He doesn't get a great welcome anywhere he goes, really, does he?
No.
I expect he wasn't thinking that Jon Snow would be the first person he bumped into when he got there, either.
No, exactly. And very clean-looking Jon Snow, since we last saw him. But, I don't know, Theon... he didn't get hit in the face or anything, he just got sort of...
Yeah. Well, they were raised together as well, weren't they? They were...
Yeah. And I think they always hate each other, because Theon was always, like, not a bastard, and Jon was, so... Yeah.
So, that was a lot of preamble that's leading up to the fact that some dragons blew fire all over an army.
Yeah, and it was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I exclaimed an expletive at one point.
Yeah.
And I felt myself edging to the front of my seat.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole viewership was not doing the same.
Yeah. So, it delivered on what we want. Like I said, it's nice to watch, but then you do kind of think, that's really quite a horrible way to go.
Yeah, it's really grim. Like the bit where you just focus on Bronn for a while and he's sort of going through the action, a bit like Jon did in the Battle of the Bastards. You just see the horrors of war and it's just really grim, isn't it? And then Tyrion looking at it and being like, all my Lannister friends are dying. And
that's something that I think as the show's gone on, like they've got a lot better at showing the actual brutal reality of those situations. And they are they're completely thrilling to watch. This was definitely, I think, one of the best battle scenes that there's been in Thrones history. There was the catapult came out, which was...
Yeah, I was surprised to see that just being bandied around Westeros. Like, why don't I just keep it in King's Landing where it's needed?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously thought that this maybe would happen because they took it with them. They remembered to pack it.
Yeah, a bit stupid though, because now they've used it, they're just going to make some armour for the dragons, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Or, I mean, I don't know how many there's only one catapult as far as we're aware.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore.
But now they know about it, they're going to be careful.
The aforementioned edge of my seat moment was when he was targeting the dragon with the catapult.
Yeah.
And, you know, much as I like Bronn, I was willing that dragon to toast him at that moment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that was what was interesting about this this episode was like all your allegiances were constantly shifting. So like you want Bronn to get to the thing because then I don't know.
No, I didn't.
Well, some people would,
Yeah, yeah.
but then also you don't want Daenerys to die. You don't want Jaime to die.
Still haven't forgiven him for their cover of Unchained Melody in the 90s. So. But yeah, and Tyrion especially was watching this whole thing unfold. This was his army that was winning here.
Yeah.
He was worried about Daenerys, but also he wasn't enjoying watching his brother and his former people getting their asses kicked quite so badly.
Yeah.
And then it's led up to this incredibly exciting moment at the end.
Yeah, with Jaime.
Have a go. Jaime was riding it with his lance.
Yeah.
And just escapes a fireball at the very last minute, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, what people found interesting about that was that he saw the same thing happen with his former king. He's the Kingslayer who killed the Mad King who used wildfire to burn people. And he was seeing all this burning again, thanks to the dragon, and decided to take action, which, yeah, he wouldn't really blame him for. But it was quite reckless, wasn't it? I'm quite glad he didn't die. No one really died. Like, lots of like unnamed characters died, but no one like important to us died.
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of extras in that.
Yeah.
that were just there as dragon fodder.
Yeah.
So that was the big moment of the week. We always do a big moment of the week. It doesn't get any bigger than that, does it? Really?
No, I can't really do it justice with words. Just watch it. Just watch it again.
Just watch it again and again and again and again.
Yeah. That's set the bar at a new level, I think.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to come next?
And as we said, it was quite a short episode this week.
Mm-hmm.
It felt action-packed. It felt like it ended at the right moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was also an episode that a lot of people spoiled for themselves because the scripts had leaked earlier last week.
Yeah.
And then the episode itself leaked. Did you resist the urge?
I resisted the urge. I just didn't want to. I knew that the battle was probably coming, that battle, but I didn't want to spoil like the specifics of it because what if?
I can't think of a worse way of watching a TV program than by reading the script.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, boring.
Don't read those scripts, anyone. Let's move on to the hero of the week.
Yeah, which is of course Arya Stark.
Arya Stark. The hero of the series in many ways, but why specifically this week? Why do you think?
Well, I just think like everyone at the battle, no one was like, you didn't want to root for Daenerys too much, you didn't want to root for like Jaime too much. Whereas
I think I'm much more Team Daenerys than you are, but yeah, fair enough.
Okay, yeah. But I don't want Jaime to die, it's cool. And Arya was just like doing great stuff this week. She fought Brienne, basically bested her a couple of times. Yeah. She got back home, snuck in, beat the guards, and now she's got this cool new dagger. Well, cool, I don't know. It's quite a powerful dagger. Yeah. We'll come on to that later. But yeah, I just thought it was cool seeing her in action. Like her training has clearly paid off much more than we've ever seen really before. Yeah. Like that bit where she like sprung up from the ground. Yeah, yeah, it was great. Yeah. Yeah. Like a little ninja.
Yeah. And it was telling as well that she did best Brienne because like she said, you beat the Hound. So it's like the person that she kind of looked up to, she then kind of got the better of her in this sort of, you know, although it was meant to be a sort of friendly parry, it wasn't really, was it? You know,
no. And also like knowing that Brienne beat the Hound and Arya kind of beat Brienne, if she still has the Hound on her list, which she did last time she saw him, then you never know. She might kill him. I wouldn't want to be on that list. No. Put it that way. What about then on the flip side, the loser of the week? I was a bit reluctant to choose this person, but it's Mira Reed. Shall we have a look at? So she came in to see Bran and was expecting an emotional farewell, not realising that he's completely changed on their like 40-hour or whatever 40-day journey to Winterfell. But yeah, he was just like, I don't need you anymore. And she's like, is that it? And he's like, thank you for helping me. Yeah. And that's it. I mean, she dragged him around for a really long time. Like probably like 3 years of just sort of care, and her own brother died in the process. Yeah. It's, you know, there was a lot of, she'll have had to do a lot of kind of care work, let's say, that wasn't on screen. Yeah. It wasn't much of a thank you, was it? She's just like, yeah, cheers, yeah, bye. Yeah.
I hope that her next employer treats her much better.
Yeah. I do hope we see her again, because I think Ellie Kendrick, the actress behind her, is really good.
Yeah.
And she's quite an interesting character. Like.
Yeah, kind of underused.
Yeah.
I hope she gets her just rewards.
Yeah.
Further down the line.
But she's gone back home to the Reed stronghold.
Right.
Okay. Because we've never seen.
We
before.
don't see that.
Probably won't ever see it.
Nah.
But yeah. So
yeah, sorry, sir. And let's do. Is it time for?
It's time for the theory of the week.
Yeah. So every week, Larry turns into our very own three-eyed raven and scours the internet and his own mind for what did it all mean moment. And this week, this dagger that we keep talking about.
Yeah.
The Valyrian steel dagger.
Yeah. So this was probably like the most obvious sort of point of interest in the episode, because like they made a point of bringing back this really old object, giving it to Bran, reminding us of the fact that Bran was pushed out of a window and then almost assassinated. We still don't know who tried to assassinate Bran.
And he, in theory, forgot this.
He, in theory, forgot the reason for him being pushed out the window, which is that he saw Jaime and Cersei getting it on.
Yeah.
And then he slipped into a coma. When he woke up, he didn't remember anything. And while he was in the coma, someone sent an assassin with this very, very expensive dagger. It was just some lowlife guy to kill him. And Catelyn Stark, his mum, was there. She stopped him, and then the wolf ripped this guy's throat out, and he died.
Yeah.
So we never found out.
I like you just described him as a lowlife.
Well,
like he's credited as lowlife number one.
Yeah, lowlife. No, they're like fans of. They made the point of saying that he's like this nobody. He's not like traceable to anyone. He's just some guy that was in Winterfell, and someone gave him this dagger and made him do it.
Right, so you wouldn't give this incredibly expensive dagger to that person as well, without some reason.
But the provenance of the dagger is quite important. Like, it used to belong to Littlefinger, then Robert Baratheon had it, and then it just wound up in the hands of this guy who tried to assassinate Bran. But Littlefinger told Catelyn Stark, Bran's mum, that he had lost this dagger in a bet to Tyrion Lannister. And then when Cat Stark saw Tyrion Lannister, she took him hostage to her sisters. Do you remember that? And he went into a cell in this high place. And that like kick-started part of the war of the Five Kings. And that resulted in Rob's death, Cat's death, Ned's death. I mean, Ned discovered that Joffrey wasn't Robert's child, so that was another thing. But yeah, this dagger helped start the whole series of events that is Game of Thrones. So
knowing that things are quite cyclical in this world,
something is going to happen.
It as well.
Yeah, but why did Littlefinger give it to Bran is the first thing. We don't really know.
So I think that it's because he wanted to see if there was a flash of recognition, perhaps.
Yeah. But then all Bran did was say, "Chaos is a ladder" to him, which is something that Littlefinger said back in season 3.
Yeah.
And it was like reminding him.
Did you remember that, or did you make that up from somewhere else?
No. It's like,
I thought that was just more of cosmic Branosophy. Chaos is a ladder.
Yeah, no. He was trying to freak Littlefinger out.
Yeah, and it did. Yeah. I mean, that would freak me out as well. I probably would have forgotten that I'd said it in the first place, though. So
I think Littlefinger rehearses his little speeches, and then he delivers them. So he remembered it. But now Bran's given this dagger to Arya. For people are like, well, why has she got this dagger? What's important about it? So there's various people think she's going to kill. Cersei, because she's on a list, and if she sent the assassin, then it'll be a nice sort of revenge. Littlefinger himself, maybe, because Bran might reveal that he got their dad killed and all that stuff. The Night King, because it's a Valyrian steel dagger, so it can kill White Walkers. The other thing is maybe just Bran just gave it to her because he knows that she's going to encounter some of these guys, and this is the thing. Freaky. This is the thing that can kill them. And then there's another crazy theory that the dagger. He gave her the dagger because he is going to become the Night King. And when he gave it to her, he looked a little bit sad. And yeah, people think that she's going to have to kill him.
Oh.
But that's like quite out there. I don't see it. Do you see it happening?
Could do.
We talked about how Bran's sort of drained of his humanity. And maybe something's going to happen there. He might like walk into...
Where would you put these people on a list of people you would most like to be seen killed? In what order would it be? I think Littlefinger probably top.
Well, probably the Night King top. I mean, priorities here.
Yeah.
Then Littlefinger, and then I mean, Cersei's not really that dangerous. I don't think.
Yeah.
She's
a fun character. I like having her around.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was Larry Bartley, a man who can remember more Game of Thrones facts in order like that and theories than possibly anyone else on earth. Again, well done.
Well,
So that was the theory of the week. We do a quote of the week. You have a very good suggestion for this. So, what was your quote of the week?
My favourite was just the exchange between John and Davos was quite good. Davos was really happy this week for some reason, but John was like, "I think she has a good heart about Daenerys," and then Davos is like, "I've seen you looking at her heart, staring at her heart."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, stop talking about that. How many men do we have? 10,000?"
Even Davos is shipping those two. You see?
Yeah.
Even him, the Onion Man.
But
Sorry.
Then John makes a grammatical mistake. He says, "How many men do we have in the north to fight him? 10,000? Less?" And then Davos is like, "Fewer."
Right. Yeah. And now this pleases me a lot because they're very different. They're different words. People interchange them.
Yeah. Well, actually, so people on Reddit, eagle-eyed fans, remember that Stannis used to correct this very thing in Davos.
Right,
and so it's just showing that he's learned this thing. But I didn't remember that. I just liked the...
I once did one of those, which Game of Thrones characters are you? And I got Stannis, and then I didn't
the guy who burned his own daughter.
Yeah, I didn't like the daughter burning, and then I thought, well, he does like correct use of grammar.
Yeah.
So there was a positive I could take from it.
You can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then there was that good kind. There was some good brawn. There's always some good brawn, isn't there?
Yeah.
A bit where he says men shit themselves when they die, as we said. Didn't they teach you that at Fancy Lad School to Dickon? He also had a little scoff at Dickon's name, which we've all done.
I like the continued joke about Dickon's name. Or Jamie just constantly getting it wrong. It's really funny.
Then Dickon, of course, saved Jamie.
Yeah.
Now, Jamie, is he going to end up on the side of good?
So I think we saw him sinking into the water because his armour's really heavy. Bron's probably not going to sink.
His hand's not good for swimming.
No. Oh yeah, that as well. I mean, he should probably just lose a hand in the water, shouldn't he? But yeah, Bron is going to save him because he doesn't wear armour, or he doesn't wear like thick armour. But they're going to reach the surface in the next episode, and then presumably Daenerys is going to take them captive.
Is it time we talked about the next week's trailer?
Yeah. Let's take a look at the trailer first, though.
Here it is.
I'm not here to murder. Bend the knee and join me. Or refuse and die.
You need to find a way to make her listen.
Whatever stands in our way, we will defeat it.
Bran saw the Night King and his army marching towards Eastwatch. Bad things are coming.
Okay, so there's a lot happening. These trailers are a real info blast.
Yeah.
You like to go through and pause the bits. So what have you found?
Well, actually, there weren't so many different
Not
bits
as many
in this
different
one.
bits.
But
no,
yeah,
no.
let's break it down. So first thing we see is Daenerys.
I half expected you to start rapping that.
No, not
Break it
today,
down.
Dan.
Okay, so Daenerys.
Daenerys.
What's she saying?
She's saying, bend the knee, or join me, or refuse and die.
Yeah, bend the knee.
Loves bend the knee.
Bend the knee.
Yeah, I
She
think that's
rules with
the
an iron
Lannister.
knee, doesn't she?
You what?
She rules with an iron knee. We're starting to see a bit of bad Daenerys now, though, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Power corrupts is one of the strong messages of Game of Thrones. Isn't it?
Yeah, or just dragons maybe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Varys says to Tyrion, "You need to find a way to make her listen." So Tyrion is starting to question
He definitely
his
is.
allegiance to her. And I think especially when Jaime comes, there might be a situation where he covers for Jaime, because remember Jaime got him out of King's Landing when he was on trial.
Jaime was the only one who trusted him, or held out. Even if he thought he'd done what he was accused of, he held that little bit of brotherly love that kind of stopped him from being cruel, didn't he? So it would be very hard for Tyrion to not help Jaime out, I think.
Yeah. Then we got Cersei to Qyburn saying, "Whatever stands in our way, we'll defeat it," which is sort of standard Cersei. I feel like we've heard her say that about 20 times
Just
before.
big talk now.
We got Drogon roaring at Jon Snow.
Now, how do you tell
Why?
the difference between the three?
It's just the one that Daenerys rides.
Right, it's just
I think it
always
is
the one,
that
right,
one. It's the dark one.
Sort of the
There's
star
like
of the
different. There's a
show.
green one and a white one, and then like a brownie. Black one.
Yeah, because I think that maybe one of these dragons is going to scorch Jon Snow at some point, and he won't.
Oh,
burn.
shit, yeah.
Because he's a bit Targaryen, isn't he?
There's your theory hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we got Jon talking to Daenerys' council,
Yeah.
saying Bran saw the Night King and his
Because-
army.
This is happening next week, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to get some proper White Walker stuff happening.
So 1 week dragon fight. Next week, White Walkers on the march.
Ice fight.
It's all these things we knew were going to happen.
Yeah. Now, what you don't see in the trailer, this next episode's called Eastwatch. What you don't see in the trailer is all the characters we know are heading to Eastwatch. So do you remember the Hound had a
That
vision?
sounds like a supplementary show to EastEnders, perhaps. Like, like the West.
Yeah, it's like the post-EastEnders show.
Like the Westergoss of EastEnders.
Yeah. Unfortunately not.
No.
It's a place at the east end of the wall,
Right.
where the Hound is going. Do you remember he had that vision of what is going to happen next week? And the Brotherhood without banners, the Fire guys, and possibly Melisandre is going up there. And Tormund, Jon's friend,
Yes, he's
earlier on in the series, he went over to that castle to keep watch over it. And yeah, they're going to get past the wall somehow. Now there's a theory in the credit scene, the sea beside the east side of the wall looks like it might be frozen over. And some people think the White Walkers might just come around the wall, which is a bit of a get out, isn't it? Yeah, just want to get their skates on. And then.
Yeah. So that's going to be an exciting battle. Last time there was a White Walker battle, it was kind of brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was at Hardhome.
Especially because the more they kill, the more join their side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't really win unless you've got Dragonglass.
Dragons.
And dragons.
And a Valyrian steel dagger.
Yeah.
Who knows? Was there anything else in the trailer there?
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, Davos says bad things are coming, which is sort of perennial phrase.
Yeah.
Just everything's really bad.
Yeah. Not a lot of good things happen, really, do they?
No, just more reunions. We might have another reunion next week.
Yeah. Well, 3 to go. 3 of these to go. We'll be back, and you can read lots more about Game of Thrones on enemy.com. More theories, more kind of news.
Yeah.
So visit us there. And a quick word for the Game of Thrones regalia.
Collector.
The collectibles, which are available from the
HBO shop.
The HBO shop, which is another URL. You'll find
Just
it.
search HBO shop, you'll find it.
Google it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Until next week.